Hello everyone, how are you guys doing? Welcome back to another episode of a Cowboy Bebop reaction. This is Haarute, and my name is Matt. Hello! Okay, what's up everybody? So, we're getting ready to watch some Cowboy Bebop today. And last episode, what we had? We met possibly my favorite character in the show so far, which is Edward. We didn't get to see a lot of Edward, because, only one episode and all, but I immediately like this character. Just because I like characters like that, but also I like what this character brings into the table a lot, because and someone in Patreon pointed this out to me, and it makes sense, and it's also something I agree with, and it's the fact that everyone else in the cast is maybe a little bit too serious, but not Edward, because Edward is a fucking weirdo. Amazing. I love how all over the place she is, or they are. I don't know what pronouns I want to go for with Edward, because I heard that apparently, at the end of the episode, they refer to Edward as a girl, and I think it's one of those, jokey things of, oh, you think it might be a boy, but then at the end of the episode, it's actually it was a girl, and that's just played as a gag. But I also heard that apparently the creator referred to Edward as, non-binary at one point. So whatever, it's whatever, gender doesn't matter, it's a social construct. But yes, I'll probably alternate for every possible pronoun for Edward, just because I don't think about the words that I use. But yeah, I'll try to stick to they and maybe she every now and then. But Edward is mega fun, and everyone else is more serious. And not to say that they're always serious, but they always find themselves in fun situations. But Edward, on the other hand, is someone that is just insanity. And I cannot wait to see Edward interact with literally everyone else, because everyone is just going to be like, oh my fucking god, this kid. And I'm just going to be like, hell yeah. So anyway, I'm excited for this. Yeah, new crew member. Let's go. And I'm going to repeat this again this week, because it's still an issue. My hard drive is dying, and it's mostly dead at this point, actually. And I bought a new one, but it's going to take a couple days for it to get here. So until it does, I'm stuck with this one. And which means that there's a high likelihood of my computer just crashing and turning itself off mid-reaction. I can save the file so it won't just get corrupted and get lost, so I can continue to record reactions, no problem. But if there is a weird cut at any point, it's because of that. So anyway, that is it. Check out the Patreon, check out the link in the description below to pop up on the screen if you would like to support the channel. Literally, it's very helpful that you are, so I can buy this new hard drive, no problem. But yeah, just watch the next 2 episodes of Cowboy Bebop already if you're into that, or full-length reactions, whichever you want. Anyway, let us begin. So, Cowboy Bebop, episode 10. Let's go. Sonic the Hedgehog. I'm guessing you're hungry. This is a feral child, and I'm all in for it. What are we looking at? Oh! Jet's past? Maybe? Oh, this is cool. Who's that?
Maybe it was somebody who made you cry.
Didn't I just say you're obnoxious?
Hello. Oh man, Jet, I can't
Okay,
believe it.
someone from your past.
That's you all right. Top of your head's looking a little sparse, but other than that, same old dog. Winkle.
Well, he used to be a cop, huh?
Okay.
That explains it, why we can't get along for 5 minutes.
Yeah, Lisa.
Let's not talk about her.
She's got a little joint out at Marva's.
Okay.
Remember, the old port.
Is Jet divorced or something? I'm trying to figure out what this could be. I love the song too. Man, I say this every episode, but why is the soundtrack of the show so good? It's all setting up scenes. The entire soundtrack is just for ambience and vibes.
First time he's home in years. Of course he's gonna go see her.
You know, he's kidding himself if he thinks his old girlfriend's still carrying a torch for him.
Okay.
And you're kidding yourself if you think every woman's like you.
They are such hopeless romantics.
Bite.
Hey, Faye.
Okay.
What'd you put that stuff on for?
Bite. Okay.
Yes! Beautiful! Useless!
Moda. Oh, Jet. What's up?
Who are you?
I'm guessing they might not get along well.
An old friend of Elisa's. I haven't been around here in a while.
Jet?
Oh,
What a shock. Is it really you?
last
We're
cost.
closing shop.
Ooh,
The ships don't come in like they used to, and the whole area is getting run down.
I see.
I'm thinking about moving out to another town somewhere.
New Island mortgages are high, and the bankers aren't too understanding. Must be hard for you to manage.
It's so like you to worry about things like that. I'll work it all out after I'm resettled. Don't worry, I'm here with Rint. It's okay. Rint's my boyfriend. And, how about you? You must be married.
No, just wandering around with some weirdos. I'm a bounty hunter.
Oh, there's probably a bounty on her. Yeah, the watch. Okay.
You remember?
The 21st night of September. That would be really interesting if there was a bounty on her.
Some
And then we
personal
have to
stuff.
save her or
You're
something.
his partner, right? This isn't public yet.
Oh, it is her, isn't it? Or the dude.
Name's Rint Salonius.
Yeah, it's him. It's the
Thug who
dude.
operate-
Fishing! Damn Faye. Turning into a Gyaru over here. What the fuck is that?
But on that day,
So what happened that day?
when I came back home, the only thing there was that pocket watch. That and a small piece of paper that had just one word written across it. Farewell. I didn't feel sad or broken up.
I heard of AV.
It just didn't seem real. But slowly I realized that it was real. That you were gone. After 6 months, I made a kind of bet with myself. A pledge. That I would leave this planet and start a new life. If you didn't return by the time the watch stopped. I didn't come here to blame you. I just wanted to know why. Why you disappeared like that.
You seem to think that time really has stopped here. That's a story from long ago. And I've forgotten about it. Time never stands still.
What are we looking at? That's what happened last night. I think they were trying to harass her or something, and he protected her, and that's what happened. Just stopping no traffic.
He's after me. I have a bounty on my head.
It's not your fault. It's because I borrowed money from a crook like him. I should have never let you get mixed up in this.
If I get caught, nothing can save me.
That's sad.
We've got to run right now.
I foresee tragedy.
Sorry, but this is business.
Oh, he is gonna try and get him. Okay. Shoot the engines. Damn! I could have just killed him right there, by the way. Okay, how is this gonna go? Like, oh fuck. Oh fuck! That was close. Yeah.
There's a bounty on this guy.
Yeah. Inside info from your pal Donnelly. Apparently he gunned down a loan shark.
I mean, Spike doesn't know exactly what we know. He doesn't even know that that's her.
I'll take care of this. You can go back. I'm the black dog, and when I bite, I don't let go.
Black
I
dog.
have no regrets about her, but I'll settle this score on my own turf.
The soundtrack's so good, though. So what are they gonna do? They might, like, kill themselves, like, in an accident or something. This is so awkward to fly in. I feel like this is similar to episode 1, but even sadder. Try and grapple them. Got the engine. What is she gonna do? Thing is that we can't even say, like, we take him and let her go, because, like, they are in a relationship, they care about each other. We can't just do that.
Leave us alone, please, Jet. There are other bounty heads to catch. You don't need this one.
Someone else will be after him tomorrow, and by then you'll be an accomplice.
Stay away!
You still have time, Elisa.
He's still...
Stop protecting me!
He's right, actually.
That's just how you were back then. You decided everything. In the end, you were always right. I never had to do anything for myself. All I had to do was to hang on to your arm like a child without a care in the world.
Ooh.
I wanted to live my own life, make my own decisions, even if they were terrible mistakes.
I see. Now he understands.
Oh, no! Let go! Stop! I don't want to go to prison!
Well.
Wait, let go!
You'll survive this. Be strong. And take care of her.
He's gonna let him go. No, never
I
mind.
think he'll get off with a self-defense plea.
I'll just wait there at my tavern for Rint.
I don't think you'll be waiting very long. Because time never stands still. You know?
He just walks away. The watch. Just dust that shit. That's cool. See you, Space Cowboy. That's awesome. I really like that episode because it's so different from before. I mean, not in the structure, but yes, in terms of like, man, we finally get to see Jet. Okay, all right, that is a fantastic episode for our man Jet, because like I've said this before. I was thinking like I want to get more Jet, and I said this like very early on in the show. I was like, we're getting a lot of Spike here. I kind of wish we could get more Jet. And we finally did this episode. This episode was like exclusively Jet, which I appreciated. We got to learn a little bit about him and his past. Not a lot, but just a little bit. Just enough for me to be like, okay, I like this. So at the very beginning, he's looking at his watch and he's looking at it and it's like not moving, battery's dead, or it's broken. It might be broken. He's just looking at it with the sense of melancholy, and we see like flashbacks of stuff like a woman walking away, and he's alone. And I'm just sitting here like, okay, what was that, you know? And there's a couple ways you can interpret that, but you know, like you can see what you see. So I was ready to start theorizing, but then the show is like, no, here's what it is. So he was a cop in Ganymede. He was known as the Black Dog because once he bited into something, he wouldn't let go. So that was his nickname. And everybody got to learn about that. Everyone got to learn about the fact that he used to be a cop. So cool. That's a little bit of information that we can carry on forward. And I like how Faye is like, oh, so that's why we don't get along. It's like, I will never get along with a cop, you know, like 1-3-1-2. But more importantly, we got to see Jet go back to, well, his home, and he started searching for this lady, Alyssa, I think that was her name, Alyssa. So she's running this bar, and apparently the bar is not doing too well, but he's like, okay, I'm gonna search her, I'm gonna see what's up with her. And he runs into the place, and there's this guy who's like very like fidgety, and he's just ready to start pulling a gun and just start shooting Jet. And then Alyssa is just like, no, he's a friend. He's someone I can talk to. He's like, yes. So it's like, okay. So then they start talking, and we get to learn exactly what's going on through Jet's mind. So what happened in the past is that they used to live together, and then one day she just left. One day she just fucking left. And Jet was sitting there just like, okay, why? And in some way, he didn't like fully go after her or anything. He just sat there and he was like, okay, she just left. Like, that is a decision she chose to do. And, you know, we can say that maybe the relationship wasn't going well or something. And so Jet just thought, okay, she just wants to be alone. She doesn't want me anymore. And I'm just going to respect that, which is respectful to do, but also a little bit of what is the word I'm looking for? It is the fact that like he didn't even try to salvage the relationship. He was just like, okay, and just that's that. But he did say that he stayed in Ganymede until that watch ran out as a bet. And if she came back, then cool. But if she didn't, then he would leave Ganymede, which is okay. That's his attempt at, hey, maybe we'll go back to being together, but it's up to her, which is, it's fine because he's respecting her wishes. She's the one that left. So if she wants to come back, then sure, I'll receive her with open arms. But until that watch ran out, and then he was like, okay, now it's my time to go. And you can start thinking about like, why did he go? Why did he leave Ganymede? You know, like why did he wait for like a specific amount of time and then he just left? Like, why did he wait for like an arbitrary amount of time and then he decided to leave? And it's like, well, it's a multitude of things, but I can imagine that Jet probably just wanted to run away from his life, you know, because it reminded him of her. And the thing is that he still thinks about her. And you can see that at the beginning of the episode, and the fact that he keeps that watch. So I can imagine that Jet was like sad that all this happened and they never talk and he never figured out why. And she just left him and he had like no answers for anything. So he just, again, got consumed by his own thoughts and emotions. And he just wanted to move on from that and try and think about something else, like literally anything else. So he's a bounty hunter. He's just flying around and he's just keeping himself occupied, just doing random shit, jumping from place to place. Okay, that is a way to do it. You're running away from the past and things that make you feel not great. So that's it. But now he's coming back to Ganymede and he's trying to get some answers as to why, because that's something he wondered for years now. So he goes, searches for her, and then he's like, hey, listen, I'm not like accusing you or anything. I'm not here to like make you feel bad for anything that happened, but I just want to know why. You know, like, because he did say like every day I would just come home and the thing that would make my day was you waiting for me right there. So one day you weren't there anymore and you just left a watch with a note that said goodbye. It wasn't even that direct goodbye. It was just like, I'm gone. And he always just wondered, like, why? Why was that? And she said, it's very interesting that she said this. It's the fact that, like, she said, time never stands still, which is, it reminded me of a Rush song that I really like, which is called Time Stands Still, which is ironic. But she said essentially just like, clearly he's thinking too much about the past. Clearly he's thinking too much about, like, the why and why she left and everything. And she has this weird response where I felt like she knew exactly why, and I think she knew exactly why because then she says it later in the episode, but she didn't want to say it now. It's funny because she says you should move on from the past and you should continue to move because time doesn't stand still, but at the same time, the fact that she didn't want to say it means that she still hurts a little bit from that decision, you know, because it must have been like a really difficult decision to make because she probably was in love with him and she probably felt like she owed him a lot and she liked him a lot, but at the same time her own desire to do things and her own desire to feel like she's accomplishing anything or she has any agency over her own life just overcome those feelings. So that makes sense. But she probably doesn't feel great about that and the way she did it too. So that's why she didn't want to answer. But then later in the episode, she actually does answer, where Jet is trying to get this bounty. He's trying to collect this dude. And then she's like, hey, like, this is exactly the way you were back then. Because back then you were always making decisions for me. You were always the one in charge, but at this, like, you were always right. Like she's saying, like, you were always right about what to do when we shouldn't do. But the thing is that I didn't want you to do that because she felt like she had no agency. She felt like she maybe had, like, was maybe even like a little bit worthless in some way, you know, because like if people, like, I can relate to this feeling too, because I've had moments in my life where I felt this exact way. And it's the fact that, like, sometimes you don't want people to just drag you around and do everything for you. Sometimes you don't want people to, in some way, like, it's not look down on you, but it's just like people to just, it hurts your ego a little bit. The fact that, like, you think that people might think less of you, or you think that people might feel like you're not capable, when in reality you're very much capable and you want to show the world that you're capable, or even show yourself that you're capable. So she decided to run away because she wanted to make her own choices in life. She wanted to make her own life and she wanted to just do everything. And even if it went wrong, even if she fucked up, she was like, I don't care. It is a choice that I made and I'm sticking with it. Because to her, it is more important to be able to make the choice than just not be able to make the choice, but getting a good outcome. The outcome to her doesn't matter as much. It's just the fact that, like, hey, this is the choice that I made and I'm sticking with it. So in some ways that is admirable and that makes for a great, like, conflict in some way, which is also why at one point Jet is like, which is why also earlier in the episode, I'm thinking about it now, Jet is like, are you sure it's the right idea to move to a different city, you know? Like nowadays, the cost of getting a new property is really high and the banks are not so charitable. And it's just like, he's essentially giving her all the logistical issues that come with her choice. And then she's like, you're always like that. You're always worrying about like the specifics and the logistics and how to make things work. And she's like, but I don't care. Like, I'm doing it anyway. That's the difference between them. And that's what she's all about. She's about just, this is what I want and I'm going to do it. And I don't care if it's going to be hard. I don't care if it's going to be like almost impossible. I don't care if it's a terrible choice. I'm still going to do it because, hey, this is my life and I'm making my choices. And this is kind of what I want. And I don't care if it's like really difficult. I'm just going to do it because whether or not it goes well or it goes terrible, that's kind of not what's important. What's important is the fact that she's making a choice that she wants to make. So then Jet captures the dude. I forgot his name, like Flint, something like that. He captures the dude and he's like, take good care of her. So then I thought he was going to let him go, but then he was like, no, actually, like, I am turning him in. And yeah, we're cashing in. But at the same time, he's like, he's going to be fine. Like, he's probably going to get off with, like, a self-defense charge, you know? Because it was a self-defense charge. Like, that's something they did say. It's the fact that something you do see is the fact that she, like, Eliza, whatever. She did ask for like a loan in order to keep her business afloat, and then they failed to meet the cash back probably. So then they came back to try and collect that from her, and then he stepped in and he was like, "I'm gonna protect my girlfriend." And then they freaked out. There was a scene, there was a fight, and then he ended up killing the dude. So okay, that is this weird thing of like, yeah, sure, we didn't do things right, but at the same time, they were just gonna like straight up kidnap, I don't know, kill or do other things to her, and then he stepped in and he protected her. And she can even say, he protected me, and that, because that's actually what happened. So there's maybe even evidence for it, you know? So Jed is like, he's probably gonna get like a self-defense charge or something like that, you know? So then he looks at Eliza and he's like, you're probably not gonna have to wait long, you know? Because time is always moving. So he brought back the whole time is moving thing. And then as he's walking away, he grabs the fucking pocket watch and then he just fucking throws that shit into a river and just walks away. And that's awesome because that signifies that Jet, because then this chapter of Jet's life, the Eliza chapter, is getting to a close now. Because that is something that he always wondered and now he knows the answer. He knows exactly why all of that happened. And whether or not it was the right choice or the wrong choice to leave or anything, it probably was the right choice. And then he is wondering whether or not she's going to be okay or not. And in some ways, he's like, well, it doesn't matter if she's okay or not. Because what she wants is not to be okay, not to live like a comfortable life or anything. What she wants is to be able to make her own choices. So then he's like, okay, I'm gonna not worry about her anymore. He probably will worry in some level because, you know, you do worry about the people that you care about. But he's also like, I'm not gonna intervene. I'm just gonna let her do her thing. And if she wants to be with this dude, fine. I mean, this dude is still gonna go in jail, but then he's probably gonna come out after like a little bit. And then he's like, take care of her. So, you know, like Jed is like, he cares, but he's like, okay, I'm not gonna make choices for her. I'm not gonna intervene with her life. I'm just gonna do my thing and I'm gonna let her do her thing. So because of that, Jed is now able to move on. Because he learned everything he needed to learn. He got all the answers as to why, how, and then he got a straight up conclusion of Eliza just coming in and saying like, I don't need you to make choices for me. I'm just going to take care of myself. And then he's like, okay. So then he's like, all right, I can kind of forget about her now, you know, because now he's not wondering about the past anymore. she told him to not worry about the bus anymore, eat too. And then she's like, also don't worry about my future. Just focus on yourself, not on me. Like, let me do my thing. So then he's like, okay, done. So that is as close of like a severing of a tie as you can get. You know, not in like a bad way, just in like a way of like, we can both just move on and live our own lives now. And Jed does exactly that at the end. He just tosses the pocket watch into the river. He's like, fuck that shit. I'm just gonna go back to my like weird dysfunctional family where everyone hates each other. Awesome. That was awesome to see. I'm glad that we got like a super Jed centered episode, because man, we needed that. We needed a Jed episode, you know? It also made me wonder about Faye. There were a couple of scenes where Faye is like, I don't remember exactly what words to use, but she was like, you think she's gonna... My computer's gonna crash. My computer's about to crash. That froze for like a second. Oh god. Okay, my computer started freezing while I was talking, and then I was like, oh shit. So I went and rebooted my computer manually, because that will do it for like a little bit. So, okay, I don't know what the fuck I was saying. I'm just gonna try to finish this as soon as possible, because me talking a lot and my computer just crashing every couple minutes, not a great combo. But yeah, I was thinking that Faye said something about like men not being able to move on from women or something like that, you know, and wondering like that she wouldn't like care. And in some way she was correct, but in some way also she wasn't. In some ways I felt like she did still care, Eliza. But this makes me wonder about Faye and what Faye's past might be, because I feel like we should explore every character, and we should explore Faye if we're going to be doing this, where we know a little bit of Spike, we know a little bit of Jet. Maybe we'll get to learn a little bit more about Edward. And also we should learn a little bit more about Faye. So that would be fun to see. And I'm wondering what her deal is, because Faye is like the least caring person in some way in the group. So I'm wondering what her deal is and what has happened to her in like her story or something. Yeah, anyway, I love Edward. We only got like very few scenes with Edward where Edward really didn't do much other than just squirm around the ground and bite some dude, and then just started being like, Faye, what the fuck are you doing with the like sun, like sunscreen? Is that what it's called? The thing that you put in your body so that your body doesn't burn up on the sun, that thing. Edward probably doesn't need it, at least not as much, because, you know, Faye's white as fuck, and Edward is like, hey, I'm probably from South America. I don't remember exactly if previous episode took place in South America, but I like to believe that it did. But yeah, Edward was just like wondering what the fuck is this for a lot of what was happening, and that's something I love. I want more of that, you know? I love characters that have like zero understanding of like what's normal, and they are just complete weirdos. I love characters like that. I really do. Like, I noticed this about me like last night. I mean, it's not like it came out of nowhere, but it was... I did like a random like JoJo quiz that I found on fucking Tumblr. Because in Tumblr there's a bunch of like random quiz that people do for fun. And I just came across one that was like your JoJo like boyfriend or girlfriend. And I was like, yeah, fuck it, sure. Let's see what this quiz is about me. And like it shot me on point blank and told me that my ideal partner would be Foo Fighters. And I was just sitting here like, shit, I think that's true. Fuck. Like, I didn't even think about that. Foo Fighters is not even like my favorite character or anything. But then I was thinking that, I was like, shit, I think that's true. I would like a girlfriend that's just like a colony of plants and inhabiting the dead body of this like exploded girl. And bitch is just fucking drinking water out of the floor and shit, just crawling through walls, just being like, ah! And I'm just sitting here like, yeah, sadly, I think that's fuck. Anyway, Edward's cool. Anyway, my computer's gonna crash any second now, so I'm just gonna get the fuck out of here before it does. Thank you so much for watching this episode of Cowboy Bebop. See you guys next week. But if you would like to watch the next 2 episodes of Cowboy Bebop, you can already do so over at the Patreon. Check out the link in the description below. You can have your name show up around here, supporting the channel and watching new episodes and stuff. And yeah, this is a terrible show. I'm just gonna get the fuck out of here. Thank you so much for watching this. Bye guys. Take care.